On this episode of I Do, we talk about who to marry you, how to get married, and where at the gorgeous Sanderling Resort in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. You're not going to want to miss this one. Welcome to I Do, the ultimate wedding show. I'm your host, Chelsea Cardwell. Today on the show, we are at the gorgeous Sanderling Resort in the Outer Banks of North Carolina, nestled between the Currituck Sound and the Atlantic Ocean. This resort is perfect for any destination wedding, but don't take my word for it. Let's ask the experts.
The Sanderling Resort is located 5 miles north of Duck in the northern Outer Banks. Since 1985, we've been welcoming families and friends and having weddings. Hi, I'm Wendy Coulson Murray. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing at the Sanderling Resort. We are a full-service resort that includes spa, restaurants, and full-service activities. We actually have 3 buildings here at the Sanderling. We have the Beach House, which is your main building where you would register and where a lot of the activities come from. We have the North Building, which is more family-friendly because it does sit in front of the family pool. And then we also have the South Building. We do have 5 homes. We have a 6-bedroom home called a Cappy House. It sits right in front of the Atlantic Ocean. And then we have 4 additional homes with sound views. The life-saving station, it was a Coast Guard life-saving station back in 1896. Since that time, Mr. Slick turned it into a restaurant, and we have continued to upgrade it over the last several winters, and it is our family-friendly 3-meal period dining restaurant. We do about 95 wedding events a year. That would include brunches and rehearsals and the actual ceremony. We do not do ceremony only, we will do reception only. Well, here at the Sanderling, we have several different packages. Our elopement packages actually does include your wedding cake, or s'mores if you prefer, with the fire pit. It includes the officiant, and it includes a dollar amount towards your florals or however you might like to use an event designer. If you are not on one of the elopement package and you're one of our larger weddings, then those items are ones that you would bring in from the outside. However, you do have a planner that you're going to work with from the very beginning, from the time that you call in and inquire with us until she walks you down the aisle. So you're going to have a full service planner here at the Sanderling. Of course, we have the beautiful beach for your ceremony. We have an event lawn. We have an observation deck. Those are all great ceremony locations. For reception locations, we have the event deck. That's a nice inside-outside flow with a fire pit. We have the pavilion, which is about 4,500 square feet. It has a beautiful sunset view, the Currituck Sound. We have some smaller rooms if you're looking for just more of a family-style dinner. At the Sanderling, we book our reservations about 18 months out, but we've also booked them as little as 3 days. The wedding sizes start from 15 and go all the way up to 200. With our vacation homes, it's easy to accommodate different family units or the bridal parties. We also have 120 guest rooms, so no matter what size your wedding, we actually can accommodate everybody here if they choose. I think what a bride loves most is once they arrive at the Sanderling Resort, they are able to enjoy what they've spent their time planning. We take away all the stress from them and all the details. You don't have to go anywhere to get everything you need for your wedding. You're not going to have to worry about when the tent person arrives, when the dance floor arrives, when the catering team is going to come and set up. We have a full-service spa. So between the salon, the manicures, pedicures, the bride can really have a special morning with her wedding party and her family. We can even have their mimosas and food brought over. She can really be relaxed in a very relaxing, calm setting, maybe while the guys go play some golf. At the Sanderling Resort, we're going to be sure that your dream wedding becomes a reality.
I'm with Davis Walker, and she's one of the wedding planners at the Sanderling Resort. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Welcome to the resort.
Oh my gosh, it's been absolutely amazing. It's gorgeous here. How hard is your job to have to be here every single day?
Harder than you'd think, especially on a day like this when I get to be outside a little bit. But beach weddings are certainly unique, and we take that near and dear to our heart, not only as a beach property, but also as a wedding location, being in the destination area.
So what is different about y'all versus another resort?
I mean, where to begin? I feel like part of it's just our experience, the level of service that you're going to get with this type of a venue, but also the fact that we are very in tune with our area. So, for example, a bride may not think of this, but before her ceremony, I'll walk out onto the beach to see which way the wind is blowing to make sure that her hair is blowing back in the wind, and it looks great for all of her photos.
I need you 24/7.
That's not something that we expect our clients obviously to think of, but that's part of what they get sort of unknowingly, when they reserve us.
Right. So what's different about you as like a wedding planner 24/7 versus just like a day of planner?
Well, we really take the process from start to finish entirely, so I'm there with you when you're just inquiring and you're not really sure what to expect in that very first stage, all the way through your actual day. And I think that being a full-time planner on site allows you to be extremely familiar, not only with the venue in the area, but the local vendors, and really be able to provide the best experience for your client.
Right.
So you know where to sneak the bride, when you're trying to get her from one spot to the other, unlike maybe a mobile wedding planner who would be sort of new to the space and may not be able to provide as much to her client for that reason.
So can you tell me a little bit more about the steps that are involved from the very beginning of me coming in and saying, okay, I want you? How does it go?
Usually our first step is food. We want to plan the menu because that typically can lead into a lot of the other decisions that they'll make.
Right. So, and y'all use a lot of local stuff too.
Yes.
Right. So it's really based on the season.
Absolutely. So I have to sort of guide her towards the right choices that might be seasonally appropriate for her and based on what she's looking for her vision of the day.
Right.
So that's something that we guide them towards with those choices, and then once I know that, I'll be able to set up a diagram for her, so we get into floor plan and layout and sort of what it looks like from a bird's eye view, and then we get into the pretty stuff, the decor, the fun things, different special features of their wedding that might sort of talk more about who they are as a couple, and then some of the things like linen colors and overall look for the day. And then typically the timeline will fall into place sort of once all those puzzle pieces come together, which is typically the most important part of the day, and really why I'm here, number one, and something that not all brides do think about is the timeline and orchestrating that, and that's something that we want to lend our expertise on because I'm going to be the one doing it. So it really falls into place from there, and then we'll wrap up a couple weeks beforehand, make sure we have all the right details in place. I'll reach out to all of her vendors as well to make sure that the whole team, everyone knows what to expect and where to find me and so forth. And then she just sits back and relaxes and buckles up for the ride, really. I think finding your venue is like finding your husband. Yeah. You should know and you should click pretty quickly or have that moment where you're in the right hands. And so once you make that step, the rest of them should fall into line. And really trust that person with what they're sharing with you. And if you've booked them, we hope you trust us anyway.
Well, I love that because it's about the day of just trust that it's all going to be okay and enjoy it because it goes fast.
My happiest clients are those that say, wow, I just really trusted you and I really gave you my day. When I feel like I can take that in and turn that around and make it into your most perfect, amazing day, it's because you gave me that trust, not because I did anything about it. So
Well, thank you so much for meeting with me.
What a pleasure.
It's so peaceful being here.
Oh, we're so glad to have you here. Absolutely.
I'm jealous of your job. We are just getting started. When we come back, we get to check out and check in to the world-class spa at Sanderling Resort. So stay tuned. Welcome back to I Do, the ultimate wedding show. Today we have the pleasure of being at the Sanderling Resort, which is an absolutely gorgeous resort in the Outer Banks, an awesome wedding destination location. Thank you so much for being with us, Debbie.
Oh, you're welcome. We're so happy and excited to have you here.
Yeah, so you are a wedding planner here, correct?
I am.
And how long have you been here?
Going on 7 years.
Oh my goodness.
At this particular venue.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that there are days where you save the day and your bride doesn't even know that you did it.
Probably just about every wedding in some small way. The bride really shouldn't know.
Right.
I like to think that I prevent a lot of those things from happening, but you know, every little thing cannot go perfect every single time. So, I mean, for example, I think it was actually my very first wedding on this property, and my cake didn't show up. Luckily, I just got on the phone with the bakery. There was a mix-up in her production schedule, and I said, well, we're not serving cake for about an hour and a half, so you've got an hour and a half to get my cake here. And it was a hot day, so the bride and groom just thought that it was in the back, and we rolled it out when it was time to cut it. So, yeah, just, you know, little things like that.
Oh my goodness. I would be so anxious, and you just do it seamlessly.
It's just part of the job.
Yeah.
I think when you're in this business, you thrive on, you know, anxiety.
Right. What was one of your favorite weddings to do?
I guess one of my recent favorites would be a relatively local company from the Virginia Beach area. In fact, they're big four-wheelers and come up to Corova and dock. And so actually on this beach access right here, wedding party, everybody's, you know, takes this access to the ceremony, but then we had Dad and bride staged in the Jeep down at the other access, and he rolled her up, and they entered by Jeep. That was very cool. Very
that's
cool.
Really cool. Now, I see behind us is the family pool, right? Which is making me wonder, I'm sure that you have had to be the buffer before for difficult family members or rivalries.
Yes, I mean, there's a lot of family dynamics, as you would expect. And, you know, I always tell my brides, it's your way, it's your day, it's your way, and I am the buffer. So I encourage them to let me know kind of, are there some dynamics going on that I need to know about, because I can help and kind of, you know, keep certain folks away from other folks, or, you know, and sometimes the bride and the mom, they're amazing friends, and it's wonderful, but day of, mom, you know, her nerves, and she's making the bride nervous just by her nerves. So just kind of, you know, manage those.
I'd love to be a fly on that wall.
Oh, it's so fun.
It's
so fun.
I'm sure.
It's amazing.
Debbie, thank you so much for having us. It's just been a pleasure. You're a wealth of knowledge. Now, I heard that you have a world-class spa here, correct?
Absolutely. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't, but I think it's time to sneak in.
The spa is the perfect setting because what we do is decompress and unplug. You have the treatment rooms that have the backdrop as the curry tuck sound. Each and every angle that you look at, it promotes healing and well-being. And that's part of what the spa is about. For massages, we do aromatherapy, we do deep tissue, sports, Swedish, relaxation. And the best thing with the massages, they're customized to your individual goals. So we'll meet with each one of the guests one-on-one, find out what your expectation is, and deliver that goal for you. I always tell our brides, come in the day before and get a facial before. It sets your makeup, makes your skin glow, and makes it look really nice in the photos and the images. And the reason I like the spa makeup line Jane Airedale that we use, it's a mineral-based makeup, so it works well in flash photography and for filming as well. One of our favorite treatments is the Sea Creations facial. It uses the Babor signature line, and it's actually a facial that uses massage techniques with seashells. So what we try to do is complement the environment that we're in and the setting that we're in. Energy that when the bridal party comes, it actually complements the entire spa atmosphere. It's a very calm setting. It's a very therapeutic setting for the bride. The energy's diffused. We're able to cater completely to her individual needs. There's so many different places that you can sit and relax. We have chase lounges where after your massage you can just regroup, decompress, and just take a little nap if you like. With the wing, the way the spa wings are is that you can reserve the space. We can have it catered from our restaurant. We can have mimosas bars that's there for you, brunch items, because it's always important to eat for your wedding. And then we'll have everyone set up for hair stations and manicure stations. A perfect day for a bride would be to arrive early, head over, get a massage, enjoy, get that energy, nice calm feeling. Then you can have a nice lunch in our solarium, glass of champagne, and enjoy your wedding party in the salon so you can do your hair and makeup. And the best thing is you don't have to travel. You can walk right across the street to your venue.
What an absolutely perfect way to end the day at the spa at Sanderling Resort. When we come back, we're going to be talking about one of the things that couples almost always forget until it's too late for their wedding. Welcome back to I Do, the ultimate wedding show. We spend so much time planning every detail of our wedding day because we want it to be the most amazing, memorable day of our lives. And it is. But how do we relive that day after it's over? And how can we share the feeling of our wedding with friends and loved ones who couldn't attend? A picture is certainly worth 1,000 words, but video, that's worth 1,000,000.
I've been shooting wedding videos here at the Sanderling since 2012. At the resort, it's always easy. I work with a lot of the same vendors. I know every location that we're going to. Everything usually runs seamlessly. I love the coordinators here. It's always a great experience. You know, I think videography in general sometimes might be forgotten when you're planning out your wedding. It's not something you should forget because it's really important, especially when you're visiting the Outer Banks and you have this beautiful place and maybe you might have some friends and guests that aren't able to attend. And capturing that day, your joy, your emotions, your movement, your audio from vows and the ceremony, what better way to take that home with you and have that to cherish? Wedding videos can actually be certain lengths because it depends really on how long your ceremony is, but a lot of the time they're around 45 minutes to an hour for your feature film, and then we'll also make a highlight video that's 4 or 5 minutes. And now actually people are even making minute-long videos for Instagram. Actually, at expos, I do tell brides that research is always great within your wedding. In my field with wedding videos, you should simply watch them. Go on a site, watch the video, see what you like, see what you don't like. Know that there are opportunities as far as capturing audio. You see brides and grooms reading their vows, their letters to each other. What's refreshing now is that we have a lot of brides and grooms that actually take the time to ask us a lot of questions and tell us what they envision, what they want shot that day, and then we work together to make sure that we capture what they want. Some of the nice moments during a ceremony definitely is that groom shot when the bride is coming down the aisle. I actually get asked for that a lot now. Your wedding day is one day that just flies by, and to have videographers there capturing moments that you wouldn't have seen, capturing audio, capturing joy and emotion and mannerisms, and then being able to have that at home later for your kids and your grandkids and yourself to watch at any given moment is a really nice thing to have. As far as choosing real love weddings, we've been doing this for a while and we've shot a lot of weddings, especially here at the Sanderling. We want to be at your wedding, we want to be invited to your wedding, we want to meet your family. We truly care about your wedding day.
So, you've hired your videographer and gotten your menu and music taken care of. Now it's time to get emotional. There is one thing that can make or break your ceremony.
For as much as Travis and Caroline have consented together in marriage before this fine company, before the world, by the power vested in me by the great state of North Carolina, I now pronounce and proclaim you to be, from this moment forward, husband and wife. Travis, you may kiss your bride.
Jay, thank you so much for meeting with me.
Yeah, you bet.
So, you are officiant at Sanderling Resort, right?
Here at the Sanderling and up and down the Outer Banks, over 100 miles of beach. For about 25 years in the church, 3 different churches, and then 15 years here on the beach.
Wow, so how many weddings do you think you have done?
Oh, Lord have mercy. A lot of weddings, a lot of weddings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never counted them all.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, wow. So do you accommodate all belief systems?
I do, as long as I can stay true to who I am. I mean, I can't come and pretend to be a Buddhist monk or a rabbi.
Right.
I have my background as well, but I'm very sensitive and very, well, I wanted to honor their background as well. So I'd say, hey, let's, like for example, just this last week, a couple from the Philippines wanted to incorporate a Filipino tradition where they did what they call a cord and veil.
Right.
So they were both had a beautiful cord and a veil, and we read a little piece that fit that, and I didn't pretend to be somebody I wasn't,
right.
but I was able to facilitate for them something very important as a
right.
tradition.
Right.
And I can do that, as long as we all stay true to who we are.
Right.
Man, I'm in.
Yeah. Do you find that there are specific types of wedding vows that work the best?
just the type that fits them. The type that when people hear them sharing those vows, they go, yes, that is so them.
Yeah.
That's not just something they found in a book. That's them. That fits. That's real.
What do you love the most about the Outer Banks in particular?
Oh my goodness. Well, I love that where I grew up in Florida, there's high rises all the way up and down. As you look down the beach, well, either direction, you see houses, beach houses, and the ocean. And it's one of the few places on the eastern seaboard that's like that.
Yeah. And it truly does feel so untouched.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does.
How do you get to know the couple so well before the wedding?
Well, I have a great tool that I use with all my couples. It's a ceremony prep form. Obviously, we have the luxury of Skype these days and FaceTime and all that stuff is good. There's nothing like having I try really hard to have a coffee with all my couples and have a prep time, but as I take their input on that preparation tool, I build the ceremony, every ceremony from scratch to fit that couple.
I love that.
Yeah, of course. There's a few things I love to put in, like at the end of my weddings, I love to say, from this moment forward.
Yeah.
I love doing that.
Yeah.
And I even have some couples go, Jay, make sure you say that part, because they've seen it on video or something. Well, it's just something I like. But for most of it, it really is. It's definitely from the heart, but it's preparation of making sure that when we stand there on the beach that day, we're going to hit a home run.
Yeah.
We're going to hit a home run. I like to think that every ceremony is different. Every couple is different. It's like a fingerprint. No two couples are the same.
Right.
I don't think you should have a cookie cutter ceremony either. Are there some similarities in some aspects? Sure. But we build every ceremony to fit that couple. Like, for example, with a lot of couples here on the beach, they like to do the sand ceremony, where they'll take some sand right in the ceremony, right on the beach. We'll take some sand representing each of their lives in some big clamshells, and they'll pour that sand into one vessel. All those grains of sand coming together, very significant to what we just witnessed, their lives coming together.
Right.
You couldn't take those grains of sand out again and put them back into those two shells.
Right.
It's a great keepsake, and they get to take home some of the very ground they stood on when they said, I do.
Yep.
So yes, every ceremony, in my estimation, should be real and authentic and perfectly tailored to that couple.
Well, it was wonderful to chat with you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for the walk.
Yeah, you bet, Chelsea.
Yeah,
Good to
all
talk
right.
to you, too.
Good to talk to you. That does it for this episode of I Do. But before you go, if you have any hilarious stories or awesome engagement videos, send them our way. We want to see them. Be sure to like us on Facebook so you don't miss any upcoming info. And if you ever miss an episode, check us out online. Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time on I Do. On this episode of I Do, we talk about who to get... Dang it, I'm sorry. If you're looking for the absolutely most amazing, relaxing way to start your marriage, come here at this spa. Sorry, can't we do it? So that is amazing that y'all have a pool for families as well as for adults. Oh, that's terrible. That's gonna be in the blooper reel, I know. Be sure to like us on Facebook to stay up to date with all of the new info. And if you ever miss an episode, check us out online. Thanks so much, and have a great day. I don't know why I said that, I'm sorry.